So, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? Hopefully you've had a good weekend. I know it's only Tuesday, right? Right. Oh, there's so much been going on. We're not going to get into the drama llamas tonight. No. We're sticking to the schedule of what we're actually going to be talking about. That's it. We're not going to be kicking the can down the road. No. Not tonight. That'd be another night or some other day. That's the same thing, dum-dum. Whatever. All right. Yeah. So if you were your first time here, welcome. This is the Independent Creator Podcast. What I usually do is we do a couple minutes at the front of the show. This is going to change right there. There we go. Hi. How's it going? And we'll talk about a couple different things. Then we'll go right into doing the actual show where episode recording. And then afterwards, if there's anybody has any questions of what we just talked about or anything in particular about content creation, independent creators, alternative platforms, whatever. I have like a little Q&A at the end, and then that's a wrap. And then we'll see you guys next week. Yeah. So, it's been an interesting past couple days. Yeah. If you haven't already, you should join up thisindiecreator.com. That's our forums. Brand new. It's only a couple weeks old. It's sitting there waiting for you to join into the discussion that we're having. And it's pretty much for everybody. That's indie game developers, indie game enjoyers, content creators, live streamers, and all sorts of manner of whatevers. So that's pretty much, this indie creator. And also have blog postings and also the listings for the past episodes you found there as well. So yeah, it's definitely the place to be. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Not too much. It's not like the Oncast episode. That was a long episode, but we packed in a lot of material and talked about a lot of different things about Oncast. If you haven't known what Oncast is, go check out that video. It's an interesting live streaming service that is completely free and open source, and you can install it wherever or however you want. And it's completely yours to control and have, absolute freedom with it. Alrighty, so let's see here. Making sure I got everything all situated. And I do. So yeah. So I'm got another stream out. So I'm not only am I streaming to Twitch, YouTube, and our Oncast server, but also included LiveSpace. Because we do talk about LiveSpace a lot. And might as well. I created an account the other day on it. I've already streamed it with my the Two Tone Waffle account. So I've already been in the weeds, as it were. So it'd be a good idea, to create an Indie Creator Hub account on there and then actually utilize it, So let's see. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming to Twitch. I'll see how it is in the next couple months. If it's not getting any kind of momentum or anything on there, then I was just gonna drop it like a hot potato. But it's there for whatever's. And it's just it's just another place. But most of the time, most of my content I do is over on YouTube, and then live streaming is secondary. Because, like I said, is a lot of the stuff I do is long form videos, which is what I can take from the episode I record here and take the snippets from that episode, separate it out into like 2, 3, or 4, depending on what I do with it, or how many. I do have 3 segments that I have in each live stream or in the episode, and I extract those 3 items out, and then from those 3 items I take the short form or the clips from those and then post it out to YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So if you're watching on TikTok, I'll be much appreciated if you find me over there, because it's kind of like, man, why am I doing this? I'm just posting it out there. I'm not giving any kind of like thought on it, which is probably the reason why it's not getting any good traction, but whatever. I know I say that a lot, but it's whatever. All right, so how about we get started? I'm gonna go ahead and wait till after this song ends, so we can start fresh with the beginning, so it's not like right in the middle. So if you have any questions, comments, or anything, go ahead and post them in the chat. I'll take a look at them. If I can fit them in the show, I'll do that. And if not, I'll definitely try to answer it at the end of the episode. And hopefully you guys stick around if you do ask questions, so I can get to your question. And if I can't answer it, I'll try to find a way to see if we can find an answer or some way to get an answer to your question. I'm not going to leave you just hanging there and be like, oh, well, Josh said is, I'm tough out of luck. Sorry. No, that's not true. All right, so here we go. Got a couple seconds. We're going to hit the post. It's like a radio DJ on the radio. Welcome to another edition or another episode, whatever you want to refer to it as, of the Independent Creator Podcast. I'm your humble host, Josh, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at DMCA-free or copyright-free music. We got the different options that are available for anyone who wants to do live streaming or YouTube, and also the dangers of YouTube playlists that you can find yourself in trouble with if you're not careful. So let's get into it. Talk about some music for your live stream and YouTube content. So we got a banger, as it were, as the kids say, right? I don't know what did they say nowadays. I'm too old for this crap. But anyways, we're talking about DMCA music. It's something that is, if you are a content creator, and it's something that you really have to take advantage on, and to figure out, do I take the chance and play regular music from like the top artists or any artist that is not giving their music out as royalty free or DMCA free? You do take a chance that your content is going to get a hit with, especially on YouTube, with demonetization or outright copyright strikes or copyright claims. And that's something that a good majority of us cannot really handle, because if it comes with copyright claims and you get 3 of them on YouTube, your channel is pretty much nuked. It is vaporized. It is not there anymore. And as a smaller, even to a mid-sized content creator on YouTube, you really have no recourse of getting your channel back, and you're pretty much screwed. You're done. Whatever work you did is gone. And that's another reason why you want to also diversify your content to other places as well, because you won't have that option, or you won't have that problem if something does happen to your channel. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is looking into the different options of what copyright music, especially for free, because I do like the free. If it's free, it's for me. And also some paid options, which I do pay for. Just right off the bat, Epidemic Sounds. They're a great provider of copyright free music. But we'll get into that a little bit later in that segment. But what is copyright free music or DMCA free music? Well, that is music that the artist or the creator of the music has given permission, pretty much blanket permission to say, hey, use my music however you like. Don't worry about me coming back and saying, hey, you can't use this anymore. Um, that's a great thing, but there's some kind of caveats where you really do need like physical proof, or let's say proof that the music that you're playing within your content or even your live streams is freely for you to use. Now, when we look at Twitch, Twitch has been in limelight really, where it's kind of it had 8 years and they really didn't do anything until like this is what 2020, 2021, where all of a sudden they say, oh crap, we gotta do something about this. This is a brand new thing. It's like, well, no, you've had 8+ years to figure this out. So that's something that they have figured out, and much to the detrimental of the detriment of people's channels at the time, is kind of like our course of action is delete every VOD that you feel has copyrighted music on. And of course, the live streamers looked at Twitch and it's like, what? We gotta delete years upon years of history and content because you guys sat on your thumbs for 8+ years and now you're just coming up with something and this is what you came up with? Sorry. That just won't do. But a lot of content creators, or I should say live streamers, did that route. They went through their entire VOD history and just wiped years gone that will no longer be found unless if they had saved somewhere else, either on YouTube or their own personal hard drives. So it's something that you as a content creator or live streamer have to take the initiative and actually know. Don't be these streamers that even to this day play songs from top artists or even like mid-range artists or any kind of non-DM, or I should say DMCA-able, I guess we'll use that as a verb, DMCA-able content or music on their live streams. And that's what's going to happen, is that they'll get hit with ramifications down the line. It's just not to say that, oh, just because they're not, the rights holders are not doing anything, doesn't mean that, they're not building up a huge case that eventually can be thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, because each fine, I think it's like $25,000 or $2,500 per violation, or $25,000. It's something that is mind-bogglingly absurd, really. So you pretty much have to take the initiative and go around and say, hey, I'm not going to use this music, or I'm going to make sure I have permission to use it and I have the actual proof that I can use it. So when someone does come at me, I'd be like, no, here's my papers, and be gone. So copyright free music in of itself is also not 100% foolproof. There are on occasions where you'll get a strike or a false flag, as it were, either on Twitch, YouTube, or wherever, that you still have to deal with. That you can come back and say, no, that's not the music, and or no, I've actually had the permission. Here's my permission slip, as it were. So please take off this claim or strike, or say, hey, this company is trying to say that they own this song, when in fact it's not that person that owns it. It's this other person as actually the actual creator of the music. So there's a little bit of fraud, which happens a lot, especially with YouTube. YouTube has their content ID system, albeit great. It still has flaws. It's a lot better than what Twitch has implements right now, currently. So you got to say that, but it's because, let's just say, YouTube's had a decade of dealing with this and improving on each iteration and learning. So there is that aspect as well. Now, that's not to say that, like I said, the system is foolproof. Again, stuff does slip through. Even on Twitch, there's a false tagging where the song that was playing, Twitch thinks, oh, it's another song, and then mutes your VOD. Well, with that, Twitch, it's because the system that they use is not the best. They probably spent like $2 on or got it out of a claw game machine, but they're trying. I mean, what they've done so far is pretty much the bare minimum. It's just the CYA of the cover their own butts. That's pretty much it. And you have to cover your own butt from Twitch and from the copyright holders that are false flagging your VODs. Or over on case on YouTube, they do have a great system that you can go and say, oh yeah, that's not the case. Or yeah, okay, I'm sorry, this was something that I shouldn't have played, and I'll go ahead either remove it, cut it out of your video, and work out from there, or mute it, or try to just work around it, or say, oh, you can go ahead and monetize the video. The rights holders, yeah, it's perfectly fine. That's if you're actually within the YouTube partner program. So it's if you have monetization. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't really think about, is say, hey, music is important to a lot of streams and streamers, but it's also important to protect yourself as well. What's up, Jerry? Welcome in. So yeah, it's something that you have to take control of it yourself. Now, let's actually take a look at a couple of your options for, I'm going to cover over free options for music that you can use on your live streams or your YouTube videos, and also a couple paid options as well. And of course, this is all completely up to you. You don't have to use one. I'm not saying one is better than the other, or one has more selections than the other. It's just, I'd like to show you guys a couple options that are available. So let's go ahead and go over to this scene here. This is live space. So first off, let's go with the free. Now, everyone pretty much has heard of Harris Heller. He's the blonde poster boy of happy streaming, ending of his videos. But he actually, I'm not going to say that he was the first one to actually do or get DMCA free music available. There were some smaller artists that were providing their music for free use in your live streams and YouTube videos. But what Harris Heller, he kind of made it famous, or he brought more attention to what was going on, especially when he released it. This was at the height of Twitch fumbling the ball badly with keeping their music or their copyright strike, or going through the whole process I just talked about earlier. So he's gone through, and there are like hundreds of, maybe not even, probably thousands of tracks that are available that you can use for free. You don't have to give credit. It'd be nice if you did, but you don't have to. So you can use these tracks within your live stream, within your YouTube videos, even in commercial products, commercials, video games and stuff like that. So he is pretty much given carte blanche to say, hey, you can use all these tracks whatever way you want. And don't worry about it, because I'm not going to copyright strike you, because he's also given the sync license and a copyright claim form. He's actually thought of the procedure on how to do this correctly, to say, hey, if you even get a copyright strike or claim on your video on YouTube, here is the sync license, and I give it to you, and you can use that as ammunition. Say, no, your claim or your strike is invalid. Here is my proof, and you can hand it in. YouTube, go through the whole process. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt, but it's something that is, you have to go through if you want to say, okay, yeah, I'll fight this. So He's given you so many things. You can download it onto your computer. You can use the tracks either through Apple Music or Spotify, um, and also from the site here as well. You can play it. You can go to, let's say, the lo-fi music. You can start as right now. It's got playing right now. Go ahead and pause that. That's probably one of the famous tracks because you pretty much hear that track almost everywhere. Any content creator, streamer, whoever that watches, you'll obviously recognize a Stream Beats track pretty much 9 times out of 10. So he's got different genres here. You got 2 Christmas albums. You got chip tune, drum and bass, hip hop, synthwave, rock. And yes, I know some people would say, well, this music is all boring. It's not good. It's like, well, get your artist and create a tracks that you think are good. Do the legwork. Just don't say, "Oh, it sucks." Stop that. Do the legwork. If you don't find it what you're looking for, get out there and actually get it done yourself, or find someone who can help you to do that. So that's all I gotta say about those type of people. You know who I'm saying. Now, another person who has been in the content creation or the content creator scene is a person called Epos Vox. You're probably seeing a lot of his videos on YouTube, most notably, where he does a lot of like reviews, hardware reviews, similar to how Harris Heller started or has been growing their channels. So one of their initiatives was getting more of like a royalty rock music together. So they got rock, metal, and beyond. So let's go ahead and open the pit. Yeah, I don't want to. So I don't want to open up. I have Spotify open, but I didn't want to go this route. But anyways, as you can see, he has a lot of different links. You can listen on to the YouTube. They have YouTube chillwave visualizers. Pretty much, if you remember back early 90s and 2000s with Winamp, and the best thing about that program, not only does it plays your great music, but the visualizations that you can sit there for hours watching the lines, and it's kind of like an acid trip without actually taking any acid. So they got a couple things here. Let me go ahead. And this is more of the chill wave. So like I said, you got rock and all sorts of different music that if you're not liking the lo-fi beats and the music selection from Stream Beats, definitely check out Backing Track by Epos Vox. So that's another option. And both of those are completely free. You don't have to give accreditation. It'd be nice if you did, but you don't have to. Now, another option is NCS. NCS, especially on the old tubes of you, is that they offer, as their name implies, no copyright sounds. And you can go ahead, I think, yeah, they do have a website you can download this stuff as well. But all this stuff is, again, copyright free. You can play it wherever and however you would like. Now, I'll get to this at the later part, but there is a little bit of a danger to this as well. So I'll explain that in a little bit. But this is more of a electronica type music. There's drum and bass, even a little bit of lo-fi, but different kind of type of music that you can choose from. And you know what? You can take all three so far and mix it all together in a playlist in Apple Music or even Spotify or your Google Play or YouTube, and just have fun with it and use it with what you will. Now, what I want to do is actually go to, there's another one I've forgotten. This was also another free one, is from a streamer called Bob Duck and Weave. he started up the same thing. This is all during a time where everything was all coming down from Twitch and how they're fumbling and everything. Bob Duck and Weave decided to create their own free to use music from StreamSite. And a lot of it is great music as well. I'm not saying one is better over the other. I pretty much have all of their music in a playlist I play constantly during my gaming streams and during the opening of the show here and all my other streams. I use a lot of their tracks from all four. Oh, I should say all three. I don't use NCS, but I use StreamSite because I like the music. I know it's right. It's weird. You can actually enjoy the music that comes up with these homegrown solutions. So check out, and StreamSite is only available on, I believe, YouTube and Spotify. I want to say it is also included in Apple Music, but I could be wrong there. I'll have to dig a little bit deeper on that. But let's actually go into some of the not free but paid options. Now these are paid options, and sometimes people a little worry because the pricing on them is around like $15 a month. Epidemic Sound is one I actually will suggest to a lot of people, not just because I do have affiliate code. If you look down below in the player from YouTube and you're watching this after the fact, I do have a link to Epidemic Sound for 30-day free trial, and also helps out an independent creator, me and you. Now, Epidemic Sound, they offer a lot of great music from their genres are varied. Like you got electronica and dance, you got tracks that work more for like a film or a short film or anything like that. They got pop music, hip hop, classical, acoustics, pretty much you name it. And they also provide sound effects that you can use within your own content. So let's take a look at let's go to pop. This is a selection in the pop genre. I'm only going to play that because I don't have on this account on YouTube. I don't have the license for it, so I'm only going to play that a little bit. If there's a two-tone waffle one, yeah, no problem. I'll be able to play it, no problem. But again, this is, you can do a 30-day free trial, and all the music in your trial is available to be used. And even after, if you don't want to continue with your account on Epidemic Sound, you don't have to worry about, because anything that you produce within that trial is okay. Anything after and you don't continue, yeah, that's when you become a problem. But if you want to pay yearly, you can get $10 a month on it, and it's $120 per year, which it's monetized one channel per platform, unlimited downloads. Yes, you can also download the music. You get access to the Epidemic Sound mobile app, and you can publish anywhere online. So if you look at the monthly, it's only $17.99. So I was off a little bit. I think, yeah, they just raised their price not too long ago. So for just under $20, you can have really good music that is a great thing, and this is something I use. So I would suggest, if you want to look for great music, definitely take a look at Epidemic Sound. And again, you can use it on Twitch, YouTube, LiveSpace, pretty much, as it says, publish anywhere online. So you're covered. So let's actually move into another one that I've used in the past. Not this, is Monstercat. Oh, I forgot to take that out there. Monstercat is very similar to Epidemic Sound, is that they also have artists that are assigned to their label. It's the same thing with Epidemic. I forgot to mention that. Epidemic is pretty much a record label. Same thing with Monstercat. They have artists that are assigned to their label that they can use to then sell out to, the streamers and content creators to use within their particular content. It's the same thing. You have pretty much, You can use it everywhere. You can, let's see, if you go to, the thing is, you also have to pay for it as well. Again, like I said, this is a paid version. So they got, this one is cheaper, and you can use your YouTube, your Twitch, and Twitter channels to gold and protect your content from copyright strikes. They got the same thing with the bass, dance, electronic, chill, melodic, and pop. And this is for $7.49 per month or $75 for a year. So a lot of actual creators use this within their streams. So Monster Cat Gold. So what do you mean by content creator friendly? Now the thing is, they don't have, they do have a lot of artists that you can play, but the thing is, I'll open this up. The gold subscription offers content creators thousands of songs to use claim-free in content. This means that content creators can stream, play, or the music offered through our service, and Monster Cat will not claim your advertising revenue. Now, there is some artists that you cannot use for live streaming. So what are non-licensable tracks? There are tracks that cannot be used in your content, even with a gold subscription. You can see the list of tracks here, which there's a link to a couple of them. And Monster Cat Gold also has a built-in feature that will allow you to automatically skip tracks that are non-licensable. So you, of course, log into your account, click on the tick box to not include that included music, which it kind of puts the onus as like, well, you can pay for a service. Yes, it's cheaper, but there are some tracks that you cannot use even though you pay for the gold service. So it's kind of like a catch-22, but the amount of tracks that you have access to far outweighs to the ones that you don't have access to. Now, another service or music service that came out pretty much the same time frame, probably a little bit before, is Pretzel Rocks. Pretzel Rocks came out that they are almost similar to a record label as well. They have artists that are signed to them, and they provide the music to use on your Twitch live streams. And this is the kicker, though. It's your Twitch live streams. You have no problem. If you want to include YouTube live streams or YouTube content, then what you'll have to do is there is a selection in their player that removes the non-YouTube safe tracks. So you have a lesser amount of music, but you still have some great music that you can listen to. And their pricing is, I want to say, a little confusing at first when you look at it. Because right now I have on screen, it's the Pretzel Pro. It has 550,000 Twitch safe tracks, 125,000 YouTube safe tracks, 60 curated stations, which is a great thing because you can just go, hey, I want to listen to, what was it? They have like it's like a polka station that plays this polka music. And of course, electronic, hip hop, rock type tracks. And you got also 50,000 plus downloadable tracks. So all these services really do have downloadable tracks that you can download and then use elsewhere or within your clips or anything like that. But you have to make sure that what you're downloading is available to be used outside of Twitch. And if it's also YouTube safe. But it's $25 per month and you get all that. It says a complete library of Twitch safe tracks. I've already gone through stations jam-packed with top quality tracks and much more. Now there is another, let's see, go back to it. That's what I just looked at. If we look at Premium. Okay. Premium they have it for $5.99 a month. I think to get that pricing, you have to pay the annual price, which is $71. Let's say $72 a year. So you don't get as much. You get the same amount for Twitch because what they're more geared towards are the Twitch live streamers. That's pretty much it. If you're if you're streaming on any other platform, let's say Livespace, I don't believe you'll be able to use Pretzel Rocks within your stream on Livespace. I'll have to look into it because all they're geared more for is the Twitch side of things. It's unfortunate, but it's just something that you'll have to look into depending on what service or the free options. The free options in this case, if you want to be off Twitch, the free options and Epidemic are your probably go-to situation to look into. Monstercat and Pretzel Rocks, more focused on the Twitch side of the live streaming space. So again, it's kind of confusing how they have their pricing, and they don't really give any kind of differential between what's the difference between Pretzel Premium or Pretzel Pro. You're pretty much almost getting the same thing, except on Pro you can download. So that's the only fact or the only difference I can see is that you can have access to download the tracks. With Premium, you don't have that capability. I wish I had like a nice handy graph that you can see with the side-by-side comparisons instead of, which plan is best for you. Well, okay, that doesn't give me any comparison. Now, a lot of this, especially with Monstercat, actually with Pretzel Rocks, they've worked actually with a lot of independent artists. They worked actually with Harris Heller with getting their Stream Beats music into Pretzel Rocks. So you'll see a lot of similarities between what you can hear on Pretzel Rocks if you also listen to just Stream Beats, because a lot of his tracks are on there as well. So that's just something that you have to go through and figure out. Do I want to go completely free option? Because there is a lot of music that is completely free. And again, there are other artists out there that are lesser known. You just have to, if you know someone that, hey, can I use your music? And they're like, yeah, sure, here you go. Yeah, can I get the sync license for it too? Yeah, here's your paper. So it's not just the 4 free ones, or the 3 free ones, I should say. You have other options. You got free or paid. So you do have some looking out to do if you want to stay on the legal side of things and not have to worry about your content being demonetized, or all your content that you use someone else's work for. All of a sudden, all the ad rev, if you got that far, is now, instead of going to you, is going to the artist that you don't have permission using their work. So there is that. Now, there is a danger side to using playlist, and I alluded to this before just a little bit ago when I looked at the NCS side of things. Now you can say to yourself, well, if it says no copyright sounds, it's okay, right? Well, no. I mean, there's a roundabout way to go through it, because people can make the playlist and put no copyright sounds. It's easy. It's very easy to do. So yeah, these are from the actual no copyright sounds account, and you can use those no problem. But when you scroll down, oh, this person put together a playlist of over 3 hours of top 50 most popular songs by NCS. Great. That's awesome. I got 3 hours of music I can use. But do you know exactly all the tracks within those 3 hours are from NCS? Or did they sneak in tracks from some other place that you don't have permission to use? Same thing with, Sun NCS. Is this NCS? I don't know. I don't think so, with only 16,000 subscribers. I don't think that is a sponsored account, or, account that is part of the NCS organization. So you got to find these places that you got to be careful, especially on YouTube. And YouTube is not just the only place. If you look at Spotify here, I want to go to, let's say, search. We put in Stream Beats. and Harris Heller has had to deal with for years now. There is people that are going out there and trying to pretend that, hey, this is an actual Stream Beats account. That, it's not. And if you play the music that's in their playlist, it's not going to be the same. So you got Dope Beats. So if it's like, oh, this is no problem, right? No, this is a StreamGood.gg. I don't know who StreamGood is, or this is the Street Beats. So you gotta make sure that you do your due diligence. You gotta do some homework when you go through and looking at the playlist that you want to incorporate inside your content or your live stream, because some of these accounts are, Stream Beats playlist by dragging this person. Well, that's great. Again, do you know that all the apps that or all the music is from Stream Beats inside this particular playlist? Sure, you're gonna look in and say, you're gonna look through and say, well, no, this one's does not play that. Well, no, most content creators, most live streamers, they're gonna go scroll through and say, oh, this looks cool, bloop, start playing it, and then they'll figure out, oh, why is my mod or my VOD completely like eviscerated? There's like it's silent. It's because it's all muted. That's because you clicked on a non-correct playlist and used that instead. So you got to, like I said, you got to do some homework. Use the actual music from the actual official accounts. And even then, if you go in here, you want to make sure, is it this Stream Beats official playlist? Like you can go to the artist profile, especially this. I'm looking on Spotify here. If you're looking at Apple Music, it's the same avenue there. But it's just with Spotify, you have a little bit more copycats, and a kind of vagrant. What you know the word, with their copying. They're trying to make it appear that they are the official playlist or the official account. So you really got to watch yourself, because there are people out there that will try to trip you up, and then you're pretty much on your own. You have no recourse if you want to say, hey, that's not the case. Well, guess what? It's you are against the copyright holders of the songs, and they can afford most of the case. They can afford the high price attorneys. You really can't, unless you have a rich uncle or you're wealthy yourself. And then by all means, go ahead, fight it. But that's just such money that I can probably think of better ways to spend it instead of trying to fight my way in court through copyright claims and all sorts of legal nonsense. That why go through that hassle? So it's just something that you really have to think about. And I've given you several options for like free options. There's plenty of them out there. And you got paid options that are great or are geared more for Twitch live streaming with a dash of YouTube inside it. So really, the options are up for you. But I implore you to not use copyrighted songs in your live streams. Not only is it because the person is not getting really any kind of credit for it, they're not being paid for it, except for if you're playing through Spotify. But it's just something that you don't have permission to play it. Well, with these options, you really do. So if you got any other questions or comments, go ahead, leave them in the space down below for this video, this episode of the Independent Creator Podcast. If you want to find out more, do be sure to check out the link. It's at podcast.indiecreatorhub.com. You can find out some more past episodes, show notes, and all sorts of fun things. And also be sure to join thisindiecreator.com, our forum, where we talk about all this kind of nonsense and hobble-baloo and stuff like that. So I've been your humble host, Josh, and thank you for listening or watching the Independent Creator Podcast, and I'll see you next week. Now, that's if you're first time here, that's how I usually close out the episode, and I pull that and that goes out for release for next week. So this part of the show or the stream is if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, I'll try to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll see about directing you to the best way course of action to get your question answered. Alrighty. Got the music coming back in. Yeah, and this is Stream Site. So I use a lot of the music, especially from like Bob Duck and Weave, Harris Heller, Epos, Epidemic, but not on this account, for my Two-Town Waffle account, because I'm not gonna pay for 2 Epidemic sound licenses. I mean, I could, but I got too many subscriptions to deal with, and one more is not something I wanted to attack on. But yeah, so like I said at the beginning, I'm looking at different things, especially with the streaming platforms. Right now, because I stream to our Omcast server, we got Twitch, we got YouTube, and especially starting tonight, we got Livespace. So I want to actually incorporate more Livespace into the flavors of the Indie Creator Hub. And of course, I've always streamed over on my gaming site, my gaming account there as well. So I've been streaming on Livespace for a couple months now, really, since the open beta, or just before the open beta, is like a week before. I was like, sweet, I got access. And a week later, it's like, yeah, we're letting everybody in. Like, cool, but awesome. And I gotta say, with Livespace, they've just been kicking some major butt lately. One little issue tonight with the, I guess too many people were hitting the website all at once for the co-founders. Had an interview with OG Goblin on the official Livespace account. Excuse me. But unfortunately, the site was like, I can't do this. I'm going home. I was like, damn it, I'm going to miss it, because I had to take care of a couple things like dinner. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll catch the VOD, I guess, tomorrow. Hopefully soon, rather than later. But yeah, definitely will incorporate some more the Livespace aspect into things. And now I want to do another episode of looking at the alternative platforms. I'm waiting for SharePlay to open up. So I want to do like a Livespace, SharePlay, and Trovo centric episode, because I like to have at least 3 topics to talk about in each episode. I really don't know if I'm going to be continuing to stream on Twitch, also especially on the Indie Creator Hub account. But I like to give things a couple months just to see if it shakes out. If it doesn't, if it won't. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's okay. Actually, I want to think about because not only do I, like I mentioned about the site forums. It's a great place. Definitely love to see more people come in. I got the forums here set up for the content creation side of things. I got, Indie Basement that deals with indie games, that side of things. Of course, the general area. Of course, cat photos. Of course, you gotta have that. That's one of our cats. She just woke up, as you get the title, and that's her just woke up face. She's just like, don't talk to me until I had my food. But also have a blogs that I do write. I have 2 sites set up for the Indie Creator Hub side, where I post up my blogs, postings on there, and also have the Indie Basement, where I put up my indie game reviews. I also do a show called The First 2 Hours, where I go through and play a game from my vast Steam library that I have not played, which is 400 plus games that I've gathered throughout the years from Humble Bundles. So as you know, if you know Humble Bundle, it's quite easy to get inundated with a lot of games. So I have that show that I do, and I do write up a review on the game that I do every week on the Two-Tone Waffle side. So this is the blog. This is actually a collection of it's kind of like a collection of both blogs into one spot. I do have the site for Indie Creator Hub that I've been working on for quite some time now. I got a great many of blog postings that I go through alternative platforms to, like Twitch, like Owncast, Livespace, SharePlay. I'm gonna start bringing in a little bit more content for Trovo, just for the hell of it, because it is a viable option for not for the North American audience, but the rest of the world seems to be doing quite well with it. So it is a viable option. So I'm gonna probably bring in some more Trovo centric postings just to get my feet wet back, because it's been a couple months since I really looked into Trovo, and I know they've been continuing with the gamify of whatever that they do. But hey, not to say it's the wrong thing, but it's what they're focusing on. But also, like SharePlay, when they open up the open beta, hopefully in the next week or 2. Hopefully, I know they had a delay, and also here on SharePlay, Livespace, get some more eyes on to these particular items, and also Owncast. If you want to do like a free open source live streaming service, I have that. I got plenty of content on that as well. So yeah, this is something I like to do. It brings more attention to these alternatives to just Twitch and YouTube. I probably should say Facebook, but okay, Facebook. There, it's an option, but that's about as far as I'm gonna go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for live streaming alternatives. I'm leaving one out because I don't want to talk about that anymore, or how everything's going with it. So yeah. So I think out of all of these options, for especially going back to the music side of things, is I have to say my 4. It's of course Streambeats, Backing Track, StreamSite, and Epidemic. It covers all the bases that I need, all the platforms I use or utilize. So those 4 options I like to have in my playlist. And again, right now you're listening to 3 of them because, like I mentioned before, Epidemic, you can only use 1 license per platform. You can pay, let's see. Yeah, you can pay $40 a month if you want to do up to 3 channels per platform. Which is probably cheaper to do the yearly on that because it's $20 a month. Only $240 a year. But that's if you want to incorporate if you really have a need to use Epidemic Sound on more than one channel, which most of us, the great majority of us live streamers or content creators, are not going to utilize a tenth of what it offers. The personal plan is more than enough. Excuse me. And even at that, $120 is for the year is it's actually cheaper than an Amazon Prime subscription, and I think you get more value out of it. Oh, did he say that? No. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Who knows? I don't either. I don't even know it myself. So yeah. Yeah, it's one of those nights. But yep. So that's pretty much what I do, especially for everyone who's watching over on the new places like LiveSpace or on Twitch. This is how my run a show is. I do like a small little opening, do like 10 minutes of this, warming up, getting some housekeeping done, stuff like that. Then I do the episode where I take that episode, I extract it from the live stream, artisanally handcraft it as a podcast episode to release next week, this same time. So it's a week behind from the live stream. So if you want to actually participate in the studio audience, as it were, that's why I usually do these live streams every Tuesday and around 9:30. I try to be on time. Tonight I was about 2 or 3 minutes behind or late. Sorry. Can you ever forgive me? And then after the episode where I cut it, and then we'll have like Q&A. If you guys had any questions, again, try to answer them the best I could. If I don't know the answer, try searching for it and give you a direction to get it answered. And it's just a little hangout at the end. It's good for a good hour. These episodes are roughly around less than an hour. And that's what I usually do. So yeah, definitely check out the site. Check out thisindiecreator.com. And of course, we got a Discord server. It's all there. It's all available for anyone. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for the follow there, Cherry. Much appreciated there over on LiveSpace. Gonna be doing these LiveSpace every week as well. I'll be incorporating or adding that into the rotation. But it's much appreciated to see these smaller, newer platforms gain any kind of ground and actually take care of their content creators and the live streamers that are on the platform. And I'm gonna have to catch up with the stream earlier with the co-founders, so I'll have to look at that tomorrow, see what they said, and go from there. I'll probably do a blog post about it too once I watch it, because I'm not a journalistic site that likes to fabricate stories. Sorry. I know it's a little call out for one particular site, but that's okay. They do them. If they want to go with that route, that's okay. In the end, it all comes to wash. But I want to say thank you for coming out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And definitely, I'll be streaming on my gaming account Saturday. I have made it known I'll be playing Starfield Saturday. Or I might have like a random stream sometime during the week. Who knows? A great way to find out is to follow. And I'll let people know. But until then, I want to say thank you for coming out. And I hope you guys have a good night. And I'll see you later, taters. If I hit the right button.